What to decide. When you accept you want to be loved, you have some serious choices ahead of you. So let's go through some of those. Number one, you can stay and be unloved. People do that. It's like, you know what? I can't blow things up. I know I'm not going to be loved. I accept I'm not going to be loved. Now, if you choose stay and be unloved, my encouragement is stop trying to change your spouse. You've accepted the deal. You've accepted that you're going to be unloved. Okay? Now, create healthy habits so that you adapt healthy, so that you don't have health consequences, you don't affect yourself in negative ways, don't do things that you'll regret. Okay? Because if you accept that deal, you have to accept it as is, and that is a legitimate choice, and some people actually make that. Okay? Get exercise physically for your stress, get massage, legitimate massage for your touch, and get your needs met in a healthy way. Eat healthy because the body really suffers from neglect, okay? So make sure you're eating healthy, getting nutrition you need. Create a social life of activities that you really believe in, that you can feel like you can give your life to, that you get some kind of reciprocity of respect and appreciation for how you use your gifts. That'd be very good. But don't pretend anymore. Don't act like one day you're going to be loved. And one day he or she is going to change. One day they're going to be your hero. They don't want to be your hero. You have to become your hero. Now, definitely, if you're not in our Facebook group for men or women, or if you're not in a phone group for men or women that are married and alone, I would definitely do that. If you feel you really have a lot of trauma from all this neglect, come do an intensive, clean yourself up. Don't bring them unless they really want help. Okay? But if you stay and accept that you're unloved, then those are some guidelines. Now, you can separate. That's another option. Now, this is tricky because if you think relationally that separating is going to create enough pain for them to want to be with you and to change, it doesn't. Okay? So don't fool yourself. Okay? If you separate for you. Okay? Now, if you do separate, I do recommend some things. That you do couples counseling. You have goals for the separation, goals for him, goals for her, goals for the marriage, that you are connected to a counselor who understands intimacy and anorexia, or a spiritual leader or a coach that understands intimacy and anorexia, so that you can, monitor the progress you're making, have objective eyes on your situation, and to see if the separation is actually having the impact and the desired outcome that you're both wishing for, and hopefully you do get to reconcile this. I've seen many couples with intimacy and anorexia heal, recover, love again, have sex again, like each other, walk on the beach, hold their hands. They can't believe their marriage is so good. If I didn't see that regularly, I wouldn't even be doing this. It's fun to see marriages really come together. It's fun to see an intimacy and anorexia really heal and find the reasons why they withhold and dismantle the system. It's a work, it's a hard process, but I've seen it many, 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 many times. Okay? Happily ever after, I've seen. Now, I've seen people who come and they get the tools, they don't do anything with them because they have no intentions to. Okay? But if you're separating, make sure that you have some goals if you're going to do that. Now, you can also leave. Now, leaving, be it long-term separation or divorce, has many things to consider. Definitely read your divorce law in your state because that is the law and you're not going to probably get more than what the law says. Make sure that it's a state page from your state, okay? So Colorado, state page, divorce law. Make sure it's your state page, okay? Except that if you do divorce or have a very long-term separation, you will be the bad guy if you're the spouse. If the intimacy anorexic is not healing, they have to stay in blame because they can't be bad. So you're bad the rest of your life. You're going to accept that title, wear the badge, because in their world, you're to blame. Okay? They starved you for decades, but you're to blame. And it doesn't have to make sense. I'm just telling you, except that you will be seen as the bad guy by them. Now, your children will make their own decisions, but by them, you will be bad. You're going to have to accept the negative campaign for years of how you didn't try, you didn't make it, you couldn't forgive them, you didn't love them, you're not godly enough, you're not good enough. All that negative campaign is definitely going to come your way and it's going to be there for years. You have to accept that. Now, you also have to accept if you divorce or do long-term separation, you're not going to be understood by your family because they're so wonderful. You're not going to be understood by your spiritual community because the infidelity of not being loved and not being connected to isn't really addressed in a lot of spiritual communities. So you're not going to be understood. So if you do go down that path, understand these are the things that are going to happen for you.